Light TV with me, Jacqueline Mankanda. The headlines. Zambia, China strengthen media cooperation. Government denies U.S. travel ban claims. ERB dismisses reports of national diesel crisis. Zambia's credit rating upgrades Single Economic Recovery BOZ. FAS pays Avron grant over 277,000 United States dollars in contract settlement. And now, the details. The Energy Regulation Board has dismissed media reports suggesting Zambia is facing a national diesel shortage linked to Indeni Energy Company Limited. In a statement, the ERB assured the public that the country has over 150 million liters of diesel in stock, 47.72 million liters stored in Ndola, and 102.48 million liters at the Kigamboni tank farm in Tanzania, well above national daily requirements. The board says intermittent supply disruptions seen in some areas are due to routine logistical delays such as transport, scheduling, and depot congestion, not a national fuel shortage. The ERB added that intervention measures are activated quickly whenever such challenges arise to maintain market stability. Members of the public have been urged to rely on verified information and follow official ERB updates, including the toll-free line 8484, to avoid unnecessary alarm.
The Energy Regulation Board wishes to respond to an article published on 3rd December 2025 alleging that Zambia is experiencing a diesel crisis arising from supply constraints attributed to Indeni Energy Company Limited. The ERB would like to assure the nation that there is currently no diesel crisis in Zambia. As of 2nd December 2025, the country has sufficient national diesel stocks amounting to 150.2 million liters held as follows: 47.7 million liters stored at the Ndola Fuel Depot in Zambia, 102.4 million liters held at the Kigamboni tank farm in Tanzania. These levels combined exceed the national minimum daily requirements and provide strong assurance of continued fuel availability for the market. The intermittent supply patterns observed in certain locations are not a result of national stock shortages, rather they are linked to logistical and distribution challenges that occasionally arise within the supply chain, including scheduling delays, transportation constraints, and temporary depot-level congestion. These are normal operational occurrences in fuel supply systems worldwide, and the relevant entities consistently resolve them within reasonable timeframes. The ERB wishes to emphasize that intervention measures are always activated promptly whenever such logistical disruptions are identified, ensuring continued market stability and protecting consumers from undue inconveniences. The ERB reaffirms its dedication to delivering precise, timely, and transparent updates on national fuel reserves and sector developments. We wish to assure the public that current assessment confirms that the country's fuel supplies are sufficient, with no concerns regarding the availability.
Ministry of Information Permanent Secretary Thabo Kawana has welcomed Mr. Wang Yanghu, Deputy Director General of China's National Radio and Television Administration, for a courtesy visit. The meeting highlighted the long-standing friendship between Zambia and China and explored opportunities to strengthen collaboration in the media sector. Discussions focused on sharing best practices in television and radio production, technology, and content creation. Officials expressed interest in enhancing the skills of media professionals, promoting media literacy, and modernizing Zambia's broadcasting capabilities through advanced systems and equipment used in China. The exchange aims to foster a deeper understanding between the two nations and build a vibrant, responsible, and high-quality media sector serving Zambian citizens.
Online there are more numbers.
我们呢还主要的这个工作内容呢，也是一方面是做这个相关的这个内容管理，另一方面呢是做相关的这个技术上的这个指导服务。
And part of our duty is also include the program content and quality as well as the technical support.
就在今年呢，就是我们已经组织了有9个大的这个卫星电视台，在播出上进行了4K 的高质量的这个超高清的这个播出。
In this year, we have organized more than 9 big media house and has broadcasted implemented with the 4K technology definition.
这个呢，应该是在世界上是非常领先的这个一个超高清技术的这个大规模应用。
And this is we can say the top of art, state of art in terms of the worldwide technology.
同样呢，我们也是配套安排了大量的这个机构呢，制作了特别多的这个高清晰度的这种优秀的电视剧、纪录片以及各种各样的这个适合高质量传播的这种视听内容。
On the meantime, we organized our media house broadcasted massive numbers of TV series, dramas, and other excellent quality.
The Bank of Zambia has welcomed the recent credit rating upgrades by S&P and Fitch, describing them as a significant boost to the country's economy and a strong endorsement of government debt restructuring efforts. S&P recently raised Zambia's rating to CCC+, while Fitch upgraded it to B-, marking the nation's official exit from debt default territory for the first time since 2020. Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Danny Kalyalia Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Denny Kalyalia explained that the improved ratings confirm Zambia's debt is now on a sustainable path. He added that the previous default status had made borrowing more expensive, restricted liquidity, and limited banks' ability to support both businesses and government initiatives. With the upgrades, financial institutions are expected to finance investment and growth at lower costs, benefiting both public-private projects and direct lending to the private sector. Dr. Kalyalia further noted that the upgrades will help stabilize the exchange rate, reduce interest rates, and eventually ease the cost of living for Zambians. He said the development also reduces pressure on government domestic borrowing while strengthening confidence in the country's broader economic reforms. The Bank of Zambia plans to undertake public outreach to explain these changes and their implications for the economy. A teacher in Eastern Province has been arrested in connection with the murder of a man in Chief Kambombo's area, police have confirmed. Eastern Province Police Commanding Officer Robertson Mwemba said 38-year-old William Kumwenda, a teacher at Umoyo Primary School, was taken into custody on 31st November following weeks of investigations. The arrest relates to the killing of 51-year-old Matthews Kumwenda of Mutanila village, which occurred between the night of 24th October and early 25th October. The case was initially reported by a resident who discovered the victim under suspicious circumstances, prompting a police manhunt. Mr. Mwemba described the arrest as a major breakthrough, adding that investigations are ongoing and more suspects are being pursued. The teacher remains in police custody and is expected to appear in court soon. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be back with more news.
Others were working, they had good jobs, but they lost it along the way. So they need your support, they need your help. Feel free to visit our center so that we advise on how we can come together and help these individuals.
President Hakainde Hichilema has pledged full support for persons with disabilities, committing to their full inclusion across all aspects of national development. The announcement was made in a speech delivered on his behalf by Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Doreen Mwamba, during the 2025 National Commemoration of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, IDPD, in Mansa, Luapula Province. Speaking under the theme, Fostering Disability-Inclusive Societies for Advancing Social Progress, President Hichilema reaffirmed his administration's commitment to fully implement the Persons with Disabilities Act, allocate adequate resources for disability inclusion, and advance Zambia's ratification of the African Disability Protocol. He highlighted government efforts to build inclusive communities, citing the recent launch of the National Policy on Persons with Disabilities and the National Disability Mainstreaming Guidelines, which provide a roadmap for integrating disability inclusion across education, health, social protection, employment, infrastructure, and governance. He further directed all government institutions to mainstream disability inclusion in plans, budgets, programs, public procurement, and ensure accessible infrastructure and digital services. Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPD Director General Frankson Musukwa welcomed the government's support, describing it as vital for transforming societal attitudes and strengthening inclusion systems. United Nations Resident Coordinator Beatrice Mutali, in a speech delivered on her behalf by Ruben Sepatulu, reaffirmed the UN's partnership with Zambia in addressing challenges faced by persons with disabilities, stressing that inclusion is an investment in the nation's collective future. The International Day of Persons with Disabilities, observed globally on December 3rd, recognizes the rights, dignity, and contributions of persons with disabilities.
The Republic of Zambia and the people of Luapula Province, it is my honor to welcome you all to the national commemoration of the International Day for the Persons with Disability. Today, we gather here in Mansa as a province and as a nation to join the global community in reaffirming our commitment to building a society where every person, regardless of ability, is valued.
Policies, programs, legal frameworks that support the empowerment of persons with disabilities. The growing emphasizes the inclusive education and the recognition of OPDs as key partners in development are all recommendable milestones. However, guests of honor, despite these positive strides, many challenges still remain as organizations of persons with disabilities, OPDs. We wish to use this important occasion to humbly present some of our key calls to action to the government of the Republic of Zambia under your leadership, Your Honor.
We believe in leaving no one behind. Our efforts aim to reach the most vulnerable, especially persons with disabilities, and promote equal access to services and opportunities. We strive to create a society where everyone, regardless of ability, can thrive and reach their full potential.
To commemorate the International Day of Persons with Various Disabilities, every year on the 3rd of October, the world comes together to recognize the rights, dignity, contributions of persons with disabilities. The theme for this year commemoration is fostering disability inclusive societies for advancing social progress, which resonates deeply with our national vision to ensure that no Zambian, no matter what age, is left behind. The International Day of Persons with Disabilities, proclaimed by the United Nations, serves as a reminder of our shared responsibility.
The 2026 Health Agenda in Zambia is poised for major advancement, backed by a 2.8 billion kwacha pledge from cooperating partners in direct budget support. At the 2025 Annual Health Consultative Meeting in Lusaka, Health Minister Elijah Muchima, represented by Permanent Secretary for Technical Services Dr. Kennedy Lishimpi, announced that the funds would be allocated to human resources, medicines, infrastructure, public health, and medical equipment. Dr. Lishimpi highlighted the indispensable nature of the partnership for current progress, while Dr. Muchima emphasized the government's dedication to transparency, accountability, and prudent financial management, emphasizing that reforms would ensure every kwacha yields measurable health outcomes. The Ministry of Health's Planning and Policy Department outlined potential investment areas for 2026, stressing the need for sustained support. UNFPA country representative and lead cooperating partner Seth Brockman requested clarification on the burnout rate for 2025 allocations, reaffirming partners' commitment to strengthening Zambia's health system. A central theme remains the reinforcement of primary health care, with plans to broaden access to community and district levels, improve referral systems, advance decentralization, and ensure that primary facilities are ready to deliver services. Presidential priorities will drive continued efforts to lower maternal and neonatal mortality, expand immunization, nutritional programs, and enhance adolescent-friendly health services. World Health Organization country representative Dr. Clement Lasuba praised Zambia's achievements, noting the successful endorsement of the Health Compact and the hosting of the Regional Committee meeting in Lusaka as significant milestones from the past year. Overall, the convergence of financial pledges, policy reforms, and international support signals a concerted effort toward a more resilient and equitable health system in Zambia, with a strong emphasis on primary care, accountability, and measurable outcomes. The Zambian government has dismissed reports claiming that the United States imposed a 60-day travel ban on the country, calling them false and misleading. Speaking in Parliament, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mulambo Hayimbe, confirmed that no formal communication has been received from the United States government regarding new travel restrictions. He urged the public and media to rely on official channels for updates and to verify information before sharing. Minister Hayimbe also addressed concerns regarding visa applications for 18 members of parliament scheduled to travel to Berlin and Turkey for an international conference. Contrary to claims that the German embassy had rejected the visas, he explained that the applications were submitted only 5 days before travel, falling short of the minimum processing timeframe required under Schengen visa regulations. The embassy was prepared to issue visas for 5 members, but that was insufficient for the full delegation. He further clarified that this was an isolated incident and reaffirmed that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs consistently facilitates visas for MPs, government officials, and the public. Hayimbe emphasized that while MPs hold diplomatic passports, Schengen regulations allow fast-track processing only for ministers or individuals of equivalent rank, and recommended that applications be submitted at least 10 to 15 days before travel. The Ministry of Tourism has unveiled a set of integrity policies aimed at reinforcing ethical conduct, transparency, and accountability across its operations, officials announced in Lusaka on 3rd December 2025. The move forms part of the government's broader efforts to combat corruption and misuse of public office. The newly introduced policies cover conflict of interest, whistleblower protection, and gifts and benefits, signaling the ministry's commitment to embedding integrity across all levels. Speaking at the launch, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba highlighted the risks posed by corruption in a sector that interacts with numerous stakeholders, businesses, and the public. He stressed that strong measures are necessary to prevent unethical behavior and maintain public confidence. Permanent Secretary, through Director of Human Resource, Vivian Ndlovu, underscored the ministry's commitment to good governance and ethical leadership. She called on civil servants to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, describing the policies as both regulatory tools and a call to action for ethical conduct. Anti-Corruption Commission Director General Daphne Ichabu praised the ministry for aligning with national anti-corruption initiatives. Alongside the integrity framework, the ministry also launched a digital newsletter aimed at improving communication, promoting tourism products, showcasing Zambia's cultural heritage, and enhancing stakeholder engagement. The Ministry of Tourism affirmed that the policies and digital platform would strengthen public confidence, foster a culture of integrity, and ensure the sustainable growth of Zambia's tourism sector. We now take our second set of commercials. We'll be back with sports and international news.
As far as relationship is concerned, you are saying the two of us are responsible.
People can be married, but topic ya ndalama nyankukala kwa yetu nizi men talk. Notisho kwamba kutenga chintu sonde ichi chifunika umu ichi ai
Why should a man be involved in the home budgeting?
Welcome once again. I am your host, Pishon Msampwa.
It's Christmas time again. Yes, it's that time of giving, and it's here. You heard right. The festive season is up for grabs. Advertise your goods and services. As you grow, we grow you to your target audience. Call our marketing team now to learn more.
Autobest Engineering is a fully registered company that has services such as towing service. We have a saloon, we repair cars, we have a car wash.
Barbershop is a top notch.
And many more.
Autobest Engineering is the company which you can rely on. We touch any car. We are just at the corner of Pemba Road and Mosotunya Road. You know what? We deliver the best. Yes, we are growing very fast. It's a top-notch company ever in Zambia. When you come, wherever you are, whether you are in America, you come to visit Zambia, please just go to Google Maps, type Autobest Engineering Group. It will take you where we are. Autobest is a one-stop shop.
Come to Autobest Engineering where the best is done. If you want to know where we're located along Mosotunya Road, just right at the corner of Pemba Road, Chilende South. If you want to contact us, you can call us on 0977 18 12 73.
Autobest Engineering, doing what we know best.
One Love Radio is a dynamic radio platform that captures the diverse communities across Zambia with an audience of over 6.5 million, with physical satellite stations in Mungu, Mansa, and Lusaka, and frequencies that cover key markets across the nation: Lusaka, Kafue, and Mazabuka. It's an engaging, informative, entertaining journey with programming designed to maintain a dedicated listenership across the country. Get clicking, get listening to One Love Radio today. One Love Radio. Inspiring, touching, life-changing radio.
The Football Association of Zambia has disclosed that it paid former Chipolo Polo coach Avram Grant $277,222.99, equivalent to 6.38 million kwacha, to mutually terminate his contract. FAS Head of Finance Owen Wuntele confirmed that the settlement was fully funded through the FIFA Forward program, which supports global football development initiatives. FAS says the payment allows both parties to part ways amicably while ensuring compliance with international football governance standards. We now take our... I do beg your pardon. In international news, we monitored the BBC.
A doctor who sold ketamine to the Friends actor Matthew Perry weeks before his death 2 years ago has been sentenced to 30 months in prison. Salvador Plasencia pleaded guilty to 4 counts of distributing the drug. Our correspondent Peter Bowes is outside the court in Los Angeles. Explain what's happened then in court, Peter.
Well, this was a very emotional sentencing hearing. The first of 2 doctors, in fact, to be sentenced for their role in Matthew Perry's death. Dr. Plasencia acknowledged and admitted that in the weeks before the actor's death, he had supplied him with large quantities of ketamine, a drug which is used legitimately in some clinical settings to treat people for depression and anxiety. But in the case of Matthew Perry, someone who was trying to stop taking drugs, he was in that process, whereas this doctor encouraged him and indeed pestered him to some extent, according to the prosecution, to buy more drugs from him to the tune of $2,000 per vial. And a sentencing hearing which heard from Matthew Perry's mother, directly sending her comments to the doctor, saying that he had abused his position, abused his oath to care for his patients. She and other members of the family appealing for a long sentence, but it was to be 30 months. The doctor himself had an opportunity to address the court, and he agreed with Mr. Perry's mother that he should have done more to care for her son. For that, he said he was sorry. Now, he is, as I say, the first of 5 people to be sentenced.
As we end the news, a look at the stories that made headlines. Zambia, China strengthen media cooperation. Government denies U.S. travel ban claims. ERB dismisses reports of national diesel crisis. Zambia's credit rating upgrades signal economic recovery. FAS pays Avram Grant over $277,000 in contract settlement. On that note, we come to the end of the main news. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Until we see you next time, happy viewing.